Hello, my friend. Welcome to Simply Draw. I'm Elaine, and today you and I are going to sketch out this English robin. So you need your scrap piece of paper and a pen, and get yourself organized, and we'll begin. So we'll just start above the bill on the forehead. Oh, sorry if the camera's moving. Try not to hit it. And then up to the top of the head. And then around to the back like that. We'll come down and do his throat. See how this is kind of like a straight line here? Let's try to do a straight line here. Go down a little bit, and then into his back. And here, at the back of the head, we want to do the shoulder, the chest, and curve for the tummy. Now, let's do the wing. It's got a real turn to him. And we'll do the bottom of the wing. The bottom of the wing, it kind of lines up with the, almost with this part of his tummy here. So let's just do this like that, and this part of his tummy here, so this still goes in a little bit, and then we've got a whole bunch of fluffy feathers through here. Now his eye lines up. See how his eye kind of lines up a little bit with this set of toes on the branch. We do that with our own sketch. Say the eye would be about here. We want to have his toes around here. Oh man. A little bit for the tail, his bum feathers. Other side of the tail, we can flare that out more if we need to. This comes in, and then his leg goes here. Now, for this angle on his leg, put the top of his leg close to the bottom of his wing, okay? On about the same line. This is kind of a steep angle here. I don't know, should we get all screwed up with the feet? No, not yet. Too scared. For the bill, how far out do you go? Well, see how far in this goes. So let's start with the bottom of the bill. And don't take it out very far. Well, you do it like what you like. But if we don't take it out very far, we can always lengthen it. Then let's go back and do this little, that crease there, and then the top of the bill comes in a bit more. And we're gonna do up. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that with the way I am approaching the sketches now, I'm just trying to use different methods to reduce the number of screw-ups. And looking at the length of the bottom bill has helped. Now let's put in his eye. See how the bottom of the eye is above this, or about just a little smidge above this line on the bill. So let's make sure that we do that. And it's not a perfect, it's not a circle, right, you guys? So make sure you just got some little curvies in there, and you can see his lid, and it's an oval that goes around like that. Kind of, sort of. Leave a white section where the light is reflecting off the curve of the eyeball. Okay, now there's still so much to do. Oh, geez, I don't like this curve here. It's got to come in a bit more. But why don't we outline the orange, because that will kind of help us stay oriented with the toes and the wing. So let's start on his forehead and just do some kind of little curvies around and go up around his eye. There's kind of a flare of a different shade here, and then go, this is below his cheek. You know, I really should learn all the different proper parts of the bird. See, I think on mine I did the birdie too wide. So if yours is also a little bit too wide, now would be a good time to just kind of pull it in a little bit. Change the curve on the chest and the tummy. The orange is kind of helping us figure out where our angles are maybe a little bit wrong. Okay, and do this bib. Sure, that's not a technical term. Down here and up, splits a little bit, down again. Okay, now let's go back and do his wing. I don't think we should worry too much about the branch, okay? Worry about stuff like that once we're fantabulous at drawing birdies. And curve up the shoulder, there's some gray there, and it joins here. Well, this wing, the angle looks not sharp enough, and it looks kind of too short. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's not going to be the only thing that's wrong with this by the time we're done. Once again, I have utter faith that yours is way better. We're not going to worry about sketching in the end of the tail feathers just yet. Okay. So, jeepers, now what? Lengthen this a little bit. I think if this is kind of like good enough for the outline, now how are we going to do all these toes? How indeed. The fun stuff is the shading, but I really, like, we can't wimp out. We're here to learn. So let's just start by doing this leg and doing this bottom toe. That's the outside. Then the branch. God, how does this work, you guys? the branch comes like this, and the toe goes around it, and the claw comes like this and curves all the way around the branch. So here's the branch, is hidden by the toe, and it comes down like that. Let's get the branch out of the way here. Now, if we go across and make the branch, say, this wide, at the sort of at the joint in the foot, if we go straight across, now we're getting a toe. So hard for you guys to see. I know you can zoom in though. So this is one toe, and this is another toe, and this is little toe from this leg, and then this toe, and this toe are from the other leg, which are going to be coming, that we can't see because it's on the other side of the branch. I know this is really fussy, you guys, but this is the crap that we've got to practice, right? Because if we just say, oh, let's not bother practicing the little hard stuff, then we're never going to get better at it. Trust me, I'm enjoying this a lot less than you are. Okay. Oh, and there's a, okay, this is like so teeny tiny. There's a little toe right there. Now there's, beside that, there's another toe that is coming up, out, and around the branch. Oh, see, this claw right here is too long, so we'll just kind of like blah blah, match it into that one, because they almost touch there. Taking our time, and then we'll do, so I guess like in reality we can just sort of like do the impression of the claws, but I think at the beginning of our art journey, I think it's more important to take a few minutes to like mess around and just do the best we can. Now there's this toe belongs to the leg behind. Let's just kind of get this in here. That's not too bad, because this claw lines up with this one pretty much. See, just taking a few minutes. Kind of got it all figured out. And we can just put the branch up a little bit. Okay, let's go back to our shading, because it's the shading that's gonna make them pop a little bit out of the page, and that's what we want. So as long as my finger's not in the way, you guys can start wherever you like. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little section of feathers here that all end right there, and I think there's a couple other small sections of feathers that end on another section of his wing. Let's just get some shading in here. Shading under his bum. And there's a couple of hard lines where the feathers lay. Kind of a messy little tail. Oh, this should be longer, because it looks like it's got a bit of a V in it. I hope I'm not doing all this sketching outside your point of view. Okay, let's go in and shade in all the orange, okay? Because that's going to help us sort of define this section around the eye, the face, and the chest. And then, like with your pen, when you're doing the shading, just try to do it like not too heavy. Because what we'll do later is, well, what we'll do in a few minutes is just use more pressure to sort of like shade it in a bit better. Sure hope you're doing this with me, because it would be really silly if you're sitting at your desk watching some lousy sketch with an ink pen by me. You're not going to get better if you don't practice. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, what the heck? That's good enough. Okay. Now, let's just focus on the details. So there's a small kind of like band where the orange blends into the darker, or he's got light gray and then kind of this really nice kind of gold and stuff around his face. Let's just put in a little bit of shading. So at this point, certainly don't need me, but if my finger's not in the way, you could zoom in on the picture and figure out where you want to start and just do a little bit more shading on your own. Fix up your own sketch if it needs fixing. I'm trying to train my eye to look at the dark stuff, which is hard because you naturally want to look. Your eye is drawn to the parts that are lighter. So it's kind of tricky teaching myself to focus on the sections that are a little bit darker, that you want to kind of bring out for emphasis. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but this part is light gray, and there's kind of like this golden cap. It's only gold because of the sunlight, so if you look at this picture, you can see there's the gray little band around, and then it's the brown. So for our own sketch, just very lightly, let's work, please, little pen. Well, I can't see that at all, but anyway, that's our gray, and then let's just do a little bit darker. For the brown on top of his head. Okay. Now, let's put this shading in under his tail. Just change the pressure on your pen, that's going to be good enough. Lots of shadow under the wing. It's kind of brown anyway, so you can fill most of it in. Now, what a fluffy little birdie. All these feathers on his tummy that are not lying all nice and flat, but they're all kind of like sticking out and messy. It's like he just got out of the bird bath. There's some shading under his bum. Well, I think the wings should be like a little bit bigger. Let's curve that down a little bit more. Messy, messy birdie. All these like little feathers. Oh, I don't even know if I'm drawing in the camera, you guys. Jeez. Oh, yes. Not a professional YouTuber. But you're here and that's what matters to me. Okay. Let's kind of just darken the branch on one side. The underside. Because the sunlight is catching the top part of the branch. And we should darken his leg because it's going to be blocked by his body. Like this toe is also in shadow. So make sure you color that hard. And this toe is also in shadow because it's underneath the branch. These toes are catching the light. So it would only be the underneath part of the toe that would be shaded. Okay. So this this angle around. Okay, can we like fix this, please? This is, I don't like the angle that I did with his tummy, but I kind of like everything else. How's yours look? Give him some little wispies under his bill. Gosh, he really needs a hair brushing. That's nice and light. Do this around the eye. A couple of dark feathers on this part of the bib. Darker orange. Well, I'm just dicking around, obviously. There's a little bit of a brown. Let's bump up the brown on his head. He's got the wispy feathers sticking out because his head is turned here. And then we just want to have a little bit more. Maybe. And bring that in. And then out for the shoulder. Out a little bit more for the shoulder. Down for the tummy. And then in and just how does yours look? Is it coming along? And then all these messy feathers here. A little bit more shading. Well, what do you think? Don't answer that. Well, at least it's relaxing. And at least you're getting some work done. That has a ton of value. Okay. Coloring the toes a little bit. What do you think? Once again, don't answer. Okay. Well, you know what? I think for today's amount of work, he's not bad. He's not too bad. No more dicking around. You can get on with your day. But anyway, I'm really glad that you kept me company. Thank you for that. And see you next time.